Hey, coffee connoisseurs. Today I'm going to be reviewing Power Surge by Death Wish Coffee. Power Surge is their newest release. It released early in 2026, and I'm really excited to get into this. So, what do you say we get into this? Oh, I can already smell this. It has kind of a fruity, kind of berry scent to it. This is really cool. This has a very strong, very bold coffee scent to it with a little touch of kind of a fruity kind of berry scent. This is actually really interesting. And if this coffee tastes how it smells, I anticipate that I'm going to enjoy it very much. So what do you say we go get this brewing and find out? While we wait for the coffee to brew, let's talk a little bit about Death Wish Coffee and Power Surge. Death Wish Coffee was founded in 2012 in Saratoga Springs, New York by Mike Brown. In 2013, Good Morning America aired a segment on Death Wish Coffee introducing them to thousands of people. In 2016, they became the smallest company to run a commercial during Super Bowl 50 after winning the Intuit Small Business Big Game competition. In 2018, with the help of NASA Food Labs, Death Wish Coffee developed an instant freeze-dried blend of coffee to fuel astronauts on the International Space Station. That's pretty cool. In 2021 and 2022, they expanded beyond their original dark, medium, and espresso roasts with Ginger Dead and Blue and Berried. Death Wish Coffee is sustainably sourced, 100% natural caffeine, USDA Organic, and they are also fair trade certified. Death Wish Coffee lives to rebel against blah beans and boring and lackluster lives. I say rock on to that. So let's talk a little bit about Power Surge specifically. Power Surge is the newest release from Death Wish Coffee, debuting in early 2026. Power Surge is designed to have approximately 20% more caffeine than the standard Death Wish Coffee Dark Roast. If you follow the bag's brewing instructions, which is 2 big scoops of coffee per 6 ounces of water, Power Surge will have about 210 milligrams of caffeine. Now, I'm going to be honest, that's not how I'm brewing this coffee, and that's not how I'm doing this review. I considered doing it, but I'm going to be completely honest. I decided that because I have to work tomorrow, I'd really appreciate sleeping tonight. So, we don't really need that kind of juice right now. So how I'm doing this for the brew and for the review is I'm doing 3/8 of a cup of coffee, and I've filled my standard drip machine up to the 10. So that's typically how I brew my coffee. I'll typically have my pot somewhere between the 10 and the 12, and it's always 3/8 of a cup of coffee. Now, if you're curious what 6 ounces of water would look like on a standard drip machine pot like mine, it's right below this metal ring here. So basically, if you want to utilize Power Surge in the way that it's intended to be brewed and drank, you're kind of, for lack of a better statement here, making a giant espresso shot. You're really going to be able to get that caffeine utilization through coffee grounds to water ratio. And you're really going to want a lot of coffee grounds with just enough water. But coffee connoisseurs, what do you say we go get a cup of coffee? So I've finally got a cup of Power Surge in front of me, and I don't know about you, but I'm personally ready to ride the lightning, so cheers, everyone. I like that. I can taste the Robusta beans. Ah, that's good. That's awesome. So initially what I'm noticing when I taste this coffee is that it has an initial smooth but strong flavor to it, like really strong. Not in an unpleasant way, it's just extremely bold and robust. Right now, I'm not really tasting any of the kind of fruity-ish, berry-ish that I was getting when I was smelling this coffee. But when I swallow this coffee and my breath comes back and hits my palate, there's a little bit of a bitterness to the coffee. I'm not saying that as a complaint, nor am I saying it in a condescending way. It's actually a very pleasant bitterness, and it almost reminds me faintly of kind of like a malt. And I actually did a little bit of research and looked it up. I am definitely tasting Robusta beans, and that's awesome because this is a blend of Robusta and Arabica beans. All in all, I'm actually really enjoying this, and I'm perfectly content to continue drinking this coffee unsweetened. But it's really piqued my curiosity, and I want to know what happens if we go sweeten it, how it's going to change the body and dynamic of the coffee. So, what do you say we go find out? So, I'm back. I topped off my coffee. I put a little bit of stevia in it. I can't wait to find out what it does. Let's find out. Oh, that became extremely smooth and mellow. Wow, that really changed the dynamic of this coffee a lot. So, what I noticed tasting this coffee sweetened is that it is smooth, it is mellow, and it is sweet. The fruity ish, berry ish kind of tasting note or flavor is actually at the forefront of this coffee. Once I swallow this coffee and my breath comes back and it hits my palate, that's actually where I'm still getting a hint of that bitter-ish, malty-like flavor. This is actually really cool. Like, I'm a big fan of this. This is neat. And I honestly can't believe how much just a little bit of sweetener changed the body and dynamic of this. But now that's really piqued my curiosity. What do you say we go throw a little bit of creamer in it and see what that does? So I've put a little bit of milk to substitute creamer in this coffee. Really excited to see what it does, so let's find out. That's unexpected. What I notice when I taste this coffee with a little bit of creamer in it is that it is extremely smooth, it is very mellow, and it is sweet. This coffee becomes chill. That kind of malty bitterness is kind of completely gone. I'm still getting a very, and I mean very faint hint of the fruity ish, berry ish tasting note. It's still present, but it's toned down a lot. The whole body and dynamic of this coffee is toned down a lot. And I'm going to be honest, with as strong as this coffee was, even though we didn't make it to the bag recommendations, it was still very strong. Not that I'm complaining, I love a good strong coffee. I didn't expect to ever describe this coffee as mellow or chill. But again, not that I'm complaining. This is really cool, and this was a really unique thing to discover. All in all, I'm a fan of this coffee. I really liked it black and unsweetened, and I really liked it with a little bit of sweetener in it. It really popped the characteristics and personality of the coffee, and I'm kind of a fan of it with a little bit of creamer. Definitely not my preferred way of drinking it. I liked it more when the characteristics and personality of the coffee were a little bit more predominant. Um, but not a bad cup of coffee, not by any means. But coffee connoisseurs, I think that's about all the time that I've got today for coffee review videos. If you enjoyed this video, let me know that you've got a death wish by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload. And let me know in the comments if you want to see me try this coffee brewed how the bag recommends that I brew it. I'll do it probably in a bit of a shorter video, maybe an actual YouTube short, but if you want it, I'll do it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate you spending a little bit of your time with me. I really hope to catch you on the next video, but until then, I hope you have a beautiful day, and peace out, coffee connoisseurs. Hey, before I roll these bloopers, I just want to let you know that I'm kind of flirting with the idea of uploading 2 times a week. Right now, it's a little bit more of a pipe dream than a reality. Between time and money, I'm not really sure if it's going to be possible. So I dropped this video on a random Wednesday so that I can see and track how it performs to see if it would be worth my time to do it. Moving forward, I've got a few ideas of different things that we could do on the channel, talking about coffee facts, busting coffee myths, a little bit of coffee history, or even just brewing coffees like Death Wish the way that it's actually intended to be brewed and enjoyed. Extremely strong. So if any of those things that I listed sounds cool to you, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know what you want to see, and I would love to know if it would be possible to do uploads twice a week. I really enjoy making videos. I really enjoy uploading content for you to enjoy. So please let me know. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you enjoy the bloopers. Cool down. I find you electrifying and I want to try you. I was practically foaming at the mouth to try this coffee. As much as I want to go brew this, I also just want to sit here and actually just appreciate the way that this coffee smells. Go get this brewing and got sinus drainage. My allergies are so bad this season. Power Surge is designed to have approximately 20. Dang it. I was doing so good too. I was like, I might be able to get through this without stumbling all over myself and my words. Nope. Nope, not this video. It happened. Yeah, I know. I call myself a coffee snob and yet I use a standard drip machine. But listen, there's a reason. I'm also kind of lazy. That being said, in the future, I'm actually looking into different ways of brewing coffee, and I would really like to obtain them and feature them on the channel. Maybe do like some tutorials, who knows? I've got a lot of ideas for my channel that are spinning around in my head. It's slightly overwhelming. It's extremely exciting. So, stick around and we'll see what happens together. So I just threw a little bit of creamer in my coffee. Really thought that I was not going to have a brain fart there. Hey, why don't skeletons ever fight each other? Turns out they don't have the guts. I've never really understood why hanging out in a graveyard is like so common and so popular, but then one day it dawned on me. People are literally just dying to get in. So I went to the library and asked the librarian if she had any books on paranoia. She whispered back to me, "They're right behind you." Parallel lines actually have a lot in common, and it's really quite a shame that they'll never meet. I'll see myself out.